Yeah, I'm on a family farm here with my older brother and Dad and his brother. So there's 4 of us on the family farm. Got about 9,000 hectares we crop here, mainly, or pretty much all cropping. We only got a few pets as a few lambs, but that's about all. It's mainly all cropping. We did have livestock a few years ago. Dad and his brother had quite a few cattle and sheep back when they were farming. And myself and my brother don't quite have the passion for livestock, so we do have the passion for cropping, so it's mainly cropping now. We do a variety of barley and wheat, mainly to grain, and lentils into grain, and a few other legumes with lupins, and also quite a large program of vetch hay and oat hay as well, mixed into the whole cropping rotation. Yeah, so we did a number of sheds ourselves. We built a shearing shed and a grain shed and a couple of hay sheds ourselves, and that was more, we thought we're cutting costs and we thought we could do the job ourselves. And anyway, we got to the stage with the hay in the program. We needed some good size hay sheds, and it was time to get a little bit more professional about the job. So actually caught up with Jason Stone at the Speed Field Days, and that was the discussion around our first hay shed. So we, I think it was about 4 years ago or 5 years ago, we got our first shed. We got another one 2 years later, and I think we got another one the year after that, and then this one here, which is a machinery shed, but it was a last minute hay shed due to the season. We had a bit of carryover hay, so it got hay put in it, and hopefully not again, or hopefully it's just a machinery shed from now on. Yeah, so our very first shed was, it was sort of a bit of a spare of the moment thing. We thought we were going to have a bit better yields of hay than what we thought, so we caught up with, obviously the Speed Field Days, caught up with Jason there, and that's right before the hay season. He managed to fit us in that very first year, so we're pretty grateful for Action to be able to do that on very short notice and have a shed there pretty much erected a couple of months later. So we've had a good relationship with Action ever since, and even this shed was a last minute decision again. It's probably something we're good at, a bit of spontaneous decision making, but Action's always come to the party. Pretty much if they can't do it, they tell us they can't, and if they can, they definitely do. And delivery time, they've told us pretty much every shed we've got the delivery for pretty much within a week of when they said they could, so that's what you need. Because we built our other sheds, our hay, shearing shed and our grain shed and one of our workshops, we built that ourselves, so we had crews come in to do these sheds from Actions, and it was a bit of an eye-opener. We had to stand back and let the guys do it themselves, and pretty much that's what we did. We gave them a hand unloaded off the trucks as they turned up, and the crews come in, did the walls we had to prepare was the shed base pretty much, and they come in, drilled the holes, had all the footings, everything done, and had it erected in no time. So it was a bit of an eye-opener, a learning curve for us to stand back and let them do their thing. And yeah, as you can see, the sheds, they're second. Well, they're not second class. They're second to none, I suppose I was supposed to say. You want me to say that again? Yeah, right. If anyone's interested in a shed, and everyone does, there's plenty of shed companies around, and especially locally in this area, you can't really go past Action. They'll give you an honest answer whether they can get you a shed or not. They'll give you a delivery date, and with our experience with 5 sheds now, pretty much they've been within a week of their intended delivery date, and they've got the crews to erect them, and pretty much the product is it complements the farm. So it's I couldn't recommend Action highly enough, and we've probably got one more to go up, and it'll certainly be an Action shed.